It has been 3 days since Splatoon 3 was released, so not everything is known about the new weapons, especially the splatana, the chosen weapon of study. After some quick testing, as seen in the video, it was found that tap swipes that are done when simply tapping ZR, have a higher DPS than charge swipes that are done when holding ZR. There are two different types of charge swipes, long and short charges, the difference being how long the ZR button was being held. Long swipes hold the charge for longer than necessary, while short swipes try to swing as soon as possible. This video should be prefaced by saying that splatanas may not care about DPS, as it tries to pick unfair fights by getting the first strike. If this is the case, then the first strike should always be a charge swipe. And in addition, this video will be assuming that a splatana cannot get into melee range. This experiment also assumes that all swipes hit their desired target. Finally, this experiment was conducted on version 1.1.0 of Splatoon 3. It was found that short charges take 3.48 seconds to deal 300 damage, tap swipes take 2.59 seconds to deal 300 damage, and long charges take 5.50 seconds to deal 300 damage. It should be noted that all values have an inaccuracy interval, meaning a range in which the real number may lie due to inaccuracies with the experiment or factors outside of an experiment's control, of plus or minus 0.01 seconds or 1 centisecond. In addition, the timer was stopped when the swinging animation had ended. It is important to note that players do not have 300 health, they have 100. Therefore, the time needed to reach 100 damage or above was also tested. Both tap swipes and charge swipes reached the same number when dealing lethal damage, that being 120. Short charges take 1.10 seconds to deal lethal damage, tap swipes take 1.03 seconds to deal lethal damage, and long charges take 2.06 seconds to deal lethal damage. The timer was stopped when the damage on the copy machine had reached 120. It should be noted that time to kill is slightly influenced by distance traveled. However, since the Inkling did not move during testing, both tap and charge swipes had the same distance traveled. In regards to highest DPS and shortest time to kill, tap swipes have proven to be the best, with short charges being second and long charges being third. What this means is that in a situation where the highest DPS is needed, tap swipes are the best way to achieve that goal. It should also be noted that short charges were difficult enough to perform that the experiment had to be repeated multiple times, due to the fact that 5 short charges were not performed in succession. What this means is that not only do tap shots have a shorter time to kill, but they are also easy to perform. Therefore, it is recommended that if one gets into a fair fight, or they have constant line of sight with the enemy, and neither player got a first strike on the other, that the splatana should use tap swipes rather than charge swipes. Finally, it should be repeated that splatanas may not just care about DPS. Due to their melee attack, it seems clear that they can also act as a pick class. In that case, it is in their best interest to try to get into melee range and deal lethal damage immediately, in which a charge swipe would be needed. However, if it is impossible or suicidal to get into melee range, then tap swiping should be used.